Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of the flags. We have a wonderful group of young people here representing either coming from or going to 15 countries around the world.
I first heard about the Rotary Youth Exchange through a friend of mine when she told me last year that she was going to spend a year in Brazil. The culturalist in me was immediately fascinated with this opportunity. She proceeded to explain to me the entire process. Once I'd heard what it was about and had a little information, I proceeded to contact a couple of the names she'd given me and start following it up on my own. And comedy of errors later finds me here in front of you fine people. Now, when I tell people that I'm going to Switzerland for a year, they immediately ask me what it is I'm planning on doing there and what I'm expecting from the culture and how I'm going to try and adapt. However, I really don't have any idea. I simply cannot anticipate any ontology as foreign as the one that mine will be in Switzerland. I have no sort of true cultural experiences from other areas. I have done an excellent job where I've been, and I cannot wait to do an excellent job in a different nation, in a different country, and see what it is that students that do excellent jobs over there do, and bring that back to Pocatello, Idaho, United States of America.
Hello, I'm Victoria from Germany, and I came to the US last August to be here for 11 months. And when I came here, in the beginning, things seemed weird to me, and things like food and the weather was different. But the biggest difference, I thought, was the school for me. And so my first school day, I almost didn't know anybody in the school. And in Germany, in our school, we just go to one classroom and then we stay there the whole day. And here I had to move from classes, and I was late to every single class. I got tardies the first day. And I couldn't open my locker. I had never opened a locker before, and everything went wrong. But now it's so cool to see, because now I can go through the school day without any problems. And it's just cool to see how you change and how you get used to things. And I can talk English now. It was in the beginning, when people would talk to me, I would be like, I don't understand you. But yeah, and it's really funny because you go through many funny and embarrassing situations. For example, in Germany, we don't have the screen doors.
What a better way to communicate with people than to go on a foreign exchange, learn another language, and get to speak with people all over the world. My mom is a Rotarian, so I got into the Rotary Youth Exchange because we've had exchange students at our house throughout the years, and she just recommended it for me. So we went down to Buell on the first orientation day, and I had France in my mind. France was the country that I wanted. I have 3 years of French under my belt, so it just seemed appropriate. And when we got there, I noticed Belgium on the list. And I thought, I don't know anything about Belgium except for waffles and French fries. And, I decided this is something new. I want to go somewhere completely unexpected. So last minute, I switched my decision to Belgium. But what I do expect is to come back with experiences that shape me into the woman I'm becoming and the woman I will become, to create memories that'll last me a lifetime, and to gain friends all over the world so I can connect the dots no matter where I am to different countries, and maybe it'll make the world seem like a less daunting and more accessible place to live. So thank you.
Exchange year is a good year. I mean, you change a lot. I had talked right now with my parents that we haven't talked too much because they came the next day of they arrived to somebody, but this has been a nice year. I'm really thankful for all the Rotarians that have helped me, and I wish I can hear my family and my friends from Ecuador, but right now all the Rotarians and here are my family. So thank you, everybody.
I get asked all the time, where did I hear about Rotary? Where did I hear about this exchange program? And no, it wasn't some Rotary Superman who came and flew down and said, look at these great programs you can participate in. It was actually when I was getting on a plane to go see my brother down in Argentina in the last month of his exchange. And I don't know if you know this about Aerolíneas de Argentina, but the flight attendants have very short skirts, and they wear high heels. So that was a pretty solidifying moment for me. But the thing is I know that I'm going to live there and I'm going to experience the culture, I'm going to eat the food, I'm going to meet the people, I'm going to learn the language. And I know that when I come back, I will no longer be a Pocatellian. I won't be an Idahoan. I will be an American, but the main thing is I will be a global citizen.
Now, one of the ways, or let's say a group that we have to convince to let these kids go are the parents. And I'm going to have Paula Madsen come up.
Annie's confidence and self-esteem seemed to just grow and leap in bounds. Where she had been sad, alone, and discouraged, she was now motivated, involved, had many good friends, and was happy. From Chile, she wrote to Dave and to Jim and said, "Can I go on another exchange, as Jim just said?" And they wrote back first of all and said, "Sorry, dear, only one to a student." But my daughter doesn't let things like that lie, and so whenever she would write to them or see them, she would say, "Have you changed your mind yet?" Or she may come up to them and say, "So have you decided what country you're going to send me to this time?" Well, I guess persistence pays off. She knows that friendship is something to be treasured and valued, and she knows that everyone deserves to be loved and appreciated. She has come to know that the words of Ernest Henley are true and apply to her. She is the master of her fate. She is the captain of her soul. Our family will always, forever praise Rotary. We are so grateful for you, and you are very, very fortunate to have members like the ones that work with this program right here. They represent you so well. They love these kids. Each one, the inbounds, the outbounds, the rebounds, the double bounds.
The things I shared with them, the things they shared with me were invaluable. They wanted to know about our culture, or my culture, so much, and they listened to me, and I realized that I have an invaluable thing to show them, to give them my culture. And because of this, I'm a lot more comfortable speaking with adults, with kids, with people my own age, and this confidence came from sharing my culture with them. Another point I want to touch on is, in Taiwan, it was different than a lot of other exchanges because so many people from the world come to Taiwan. So every day I was interacting with people from Belgium, from France, from Germany, from South America, from everywhere. And their culture and our culture is very different. The thing I learned from that was, I learned about their culture, their language, I got to speak some of their language, but I really learned how to listen. Because I couldn't assume that they grew up the same way I did. I couldn't assume that they believed the same things I did. So for the first time in my life, I really opened my ears. And so I want to thank the Rotary for this wonderful experience, this wonderful opportunity for me to go to Taiwan. But I also want to thank them for giving me the opportunity to share my culture, my way of life with the world. So thank you so much.
The holiday of Thanksgiving that I tried to share with my community in Italy, and specifically with the class that I was part of. And there was another American exchange student there, and we decided the night before to make a homemade pumpkin pie. But they don't have pumpkin pie filling in Italy. So we bought a fresh pumpkin and decided to make this pumpkin pie because we found a recipe. And it was, I pride myself in my cooking ability, and that was my low moment. We didn't end up bringing the pie to school. We went and bought cookies and tried to explain our way out of it. But it's things like that, just learning to laugh at yourself and jump into it and admit that you make mistakes, but you try to share your culture, but also learn about another culture at every moment is something that is invaluable. And thanks to Rotary, because without your support, the support of the Downtown Rotary Club especially, who sponsored me, I wouldn't have had any of these experiences. So thank you very much.
You end up with this marvelous tapestry, this piece of whole cloth that was made out of individual threads. And that's what we're doing with these kids. And I think that what we're producing is a beautiful finished product.
Okay, and I'll say thank you.